morning, everyone. Welcome into Love My 419. Happy Sunday from the Harold Jaffe Jewelry Studios. And Sandy Eisenberg, Steve Reamy. Man, we have a busy show today. Going to talk Urban Meyer.
Yep.
Going to talk the Buckeyes still. The Buckeyes in the Rose Bowl, the President Bush's funeral. We're going to talk a lot of sports news that we're going to bring in our sports director, Andre Savage, in. Also got a big announcement we're going to make on the show. Jeff Jaffe's stopping by. I mean, it is going to be a jam-packed one, as the kids say. So let's take a break. Come back. Love My 419. What's that?
Is that what they say?
No, I don't say that. We'll come back more right after this.
Love My 419 is brought to you by Harold Jaffe Jewelers. Without them, there is no Love My 419, and without Love My 419, how would you know about all the wonderful people, places, businesses and things that make up the 419? So stop into Harold Jaffe Jewelers anytime, Monday through Saturday, and let them know how much you appreciate them for bringing you the quality television like Love My 419. They're awesome. You're awesome. Thank you for watching Love My 419.
More Love My 419 coming up in a second. But first, Jeff Jaffe's here from Harold Jaffe Jewelers.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How y'all doing?
I am doing so
Sandy
much
loves when
better
you bring
now.
presents. I don't know how she...
Those look pretty good on you.
Yes, they do. I love gold and diamonds. and
She's
silver.
like David Blaine because Jeff had put them on the counter. And
They were here, and then all of a sudden...
they're on her wrist.
Yeah.
Hocus pocus.
Oh, the little diamond turned around, darling.
What are those? Those are
This
pretty.
is actually a line, an Italian line of jewelry that we've carried in the past, and we're just renewing our relationship with them. But they are remarkable in that they stretch. No clasps. It's all gold. 18 karat gold is a patented spring system made of gold. They do some with diamonds, some without.
Yeah, it's very lovely.
And they're really beautiful. And they come in different sizes for
Well,
different size
that's
wrists.
it,
Yeah.
because if you've got a small wrist, it's perfect. If you've got a big wrist, because I have big wrists.
And it's perfecter. How do those feel?
You like it?
They feel like they should be mine.
What's in there today?
I think there's some Chevette.
It's because I was
testing.
driving everywhere this
We need
week.
some testing on what you're drinking. I'd have to say something to Jeff as we go through the holiday season.
Yes.
You know, when we started Love My 419, how many years ago, Dre?
2013.
2013, five, almost 6 years ago.
Wow.
Wow. This guy.
How long have
this
I
guy-
been here?
Time flies. When
Yeah,
you're
this
having a good
guy.
time.
This guy has believed in the show from the beginning. He gave us the space to make
Well,
television magic in.
He's got a good heart.
Oh, he's an amazing
We
heart.
call them mentions.
I mean, when I've
And a
had
big wallet.
and a big a big heart and a big wallet.
And deep pockets.
Yeah, that's right.
You do a lot of charity.
And we are charity.
Every Sunday morning he
we
does
are
a charity.
Just another
Constantly
501c3.
giving back.
Can't keep track.
I mean, it's just amazing. That just like Andre and I were talking, and it's like, you know, the relationship that we built over the years. I mean,
Right.
I expect him to be
How
at my
long have I
funeral.
been- How long have I been here?
Longer than I have.
About two. No, about two
No,
long.
it's longer than. Yes. I'm beginning.
I've been here 3. So you've been here a little bit longer than I.
Anyway, thank you, Jeff, for all you do. And
No,
we look
you know
forward to
what?
a big 2019.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of good things happening.
Yes.
We're on the cutting edge of some new technology. We are this. I have to tell you, and I appreciate you saying what you say, but this is all about our community. This is about what we do here. We grew up here, and we make a living here, and this is unique. The show is unique, and in doing what it does, it promotes the local happenings. It talks about lots of good things that are going on that a lot of people don't even know about.
That's right.
So this is one little thing that we can do to help support not only the show, but support the community as well.
And the other great thing too is, I've been intimately involved with I think every TV station here in town. And my ex-wife worked at one of the TV stations, and they're very strict. I remember one time Jerry Anderson had this great morning show where he'd ring a bell and do all that, and they said, you're having too much fun. Take the fun out. I'm like, what do you mean? This is the only place where no one tells you what you can do on television locally. Where
They do. They bleep on occasion, though.
Yes, they do bleep you on occasion.
Well, that's because we're not on. That's because we're not on
cable, right? But we have the freedom to do whatever we want and be ourselves, and no one else can do that in town. So, and you're a big
That's
part
why
of
we have fun.
allowing us.
Well,
to be.
I'm pleased and honored to be a part of it, and I hope that we can succeed going forward. And 2019 looks like a good way to make a new start.
Absolutely. You should go see Jeff Chaffee and get some amazingly unique
Num
pieces.
nums. These are
More Love My 419 coming up
Next.
Love My 419, brought to you in part by Amy's Cleaning Service, the Wonder Woman of cleaning. Feature your business now on Love My 419. Now back to Love My 419 on NBC 24.
Welcome back to Love My 419 from the Harold Jaffe Jeweler Studios. Andrew Z, Sandy Eisenberg, Steve Remy. The segment brought to you by
Rachel Michaels Popcorn, the best gift
Love it.
for the holidays.
Love it,
And
love
you can
it.
get a free mini bag if you mention.
Love My 419.
Go.
She's
Yes.
got all kinds of flavors, and you will love
So
them all.
good.
Absolutely. All right, time for 419 Hot Topics. Let's start with some county news and a battle between my friend Anita Lopez and my friend Pete Gherkin. My two friends are fighting. What is going on, Sandy?
Well, there was a committee put together to get a new computer system for the county, and the committee recommended Sierra Cedar, I believe is the name of it, for like $3.8 million. And Pete Gherkin and the former chairman of the Democratic Committee on the state level, Chris Redfern, was a consultant on the other bidder, which was almost $3 million more. And Pete
At
was
6.8 million?
Yeah, and Pete was looking at the 6.8 versus the 3.8, which there's an awful lot of $3 million in that play there.
You think?
Yes.
Well, there's enough for Pete, and there's enough allegedly.
Everybody
enough
getting
for everybody.
stuff.
Everybody getting a new laptop.
Well, I don't want to. I'm not saying
I know,
that.
no, we're
Anita
kidding.
said
It's a
that.
joke.
God bless her heart.
Wow.
I give her a lot of credit for having the guts to finally open her mouth about deals. You know, I was there for a long time,
Yeah.
so I know the deals can be made,
Well,
but you got to have some guts and integrity.
The problem with the reason why people don't like government, there's been a breakdown in this decade, in this last couple decades. There's been a breakdown of a lot of institutions.
Yep.
Big business doesn't care about their employees anymore.
No.
Police, having problems with citizens, and another one is government. Government has been taking advantage of their position for so many years, and we're tired of it. We don't trust any of you.
No
we think
loyalty.
you're all just ridiculous, and you are
Everybody-
not you all. I'm saying you all.
Everybody trying to get some.
Everyone's got their hand out. Everyone's trying to get some. Everyone is corrupt.
You know what the man said in that wonderful movie,
Which one?
Jerry Maguire?
Show me the money. That's right. Or what did the guys from Watergate follow the money, because you always know where people's decisions
the bottom
lie.
line is the money is always the issue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the Lake Erie Bill of Rights was passed by the city council. A lot of people are saying it's almost too late, that we've destroyed.
Right.
It's sad that there's still some Republicans
there might
out
be
there.
some truth in that.
It's sad. There's still some Republicans out there that I saw with Trump doing some denying of
And George Walker
climate
Bush.
change or whatever.
And George Walker Bush was very much in favor.
For it. Well, here's the thing. It's like, man, err towards the side of cleaning it up. Let's say you don't buy into global warming, which I don't know how you couldn't.
Right.
When there's billions of people on this planet, and I grew up in L.A.
And the ice
I grew
is
up
melting up there.
Yeah, I grew up in L.A.
Right.
We've lived with smog since I was a kid. We have smog alert. But I mean, that's from cars. I mean, how can we deny that our man-made vehicles aren't causing climate change?
Or a lot of our old factories
It's people that
are still using the wrong kind
those ones in Oregon, you can't tell me all that stuff is a pollutant they're throwing up in the sky. Give me a break.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable that we would sacrifice our kids' futures by denying science. It's unbelievable to me. It's
Dumb.
unconscionable. And I was watching someone this week, and they said that if there were a one-issue voter, this is the issue. Climate change is the issue that's gonna destroy this planet.
Future.
Absolutely, for everybody. It doesn't matter you're Republican, Democrat.
But
doesn't matter.
I do want to say one thing, that Anita and the committee won out, and the county commissioners passed the
lower bid.
Yes.
Good. All right.
Smart move.
Absolutely. All right, and one last thing is kind of city, county related. The big Battle of the Badges this past week.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Fire department versus the police department. Fire department put a little whooping on them, 8-1.
Yep.
Better luck next year, police department.
Yepper.
But it's all for a good cause. They're out
is.
there having a good time out there, and congratulations to everyone that went out there and had fun and skated and did
That's
whatever they did.
Triple sow cows and stuff.
Double Lutz.
Oh,
I don't
yes,
know.
I love it.
All right, we'll take a break. More Love My 419 coming up next.
Hunka burning loves.
Love My 419. Brought to you in part by Powell's Beauty Supply, servicing Toledo for over 30 years. Also brought to you by The Butler, Master Barber, changing lives one haircut at a time. Find him inside the Operations Barbershop, 1824 North Reynolds Road. Coming up, more Love My 419.
Feeling like Albert in the ring, Prince Bel, he a king, like Sonny with them things. Southpaws don't stand a chance in the ring. My flow unorthodox, jujitsu, hell no, I don't box, I just own the network. Graduated straight from Rome, summa cum laude, they just wanna know my network. I'm just trying to network, you just trying to bitch about the money you ain't never earned, chances you ain't never taken. These were the thoughts when I was living in my mama's basement.
Welcome back to Love My 419 from the Harold Jaffe Jeweler Studios. A to Z, Sandy Eisenberger, Steve Remy. And time for a look at the nation from the 419 perspective. And actually, probably the biggest story of the week has to be the passing of George H.W. Bush. The
George
former,
41.
Yeah, the former president. Right after we taped the show, and then it happened on Saturday, George H.W. Bush, George Sr. passed away. And then, of course, he was laid to rest this past Wednesday. A couple of moments that I thought were super touching was the one where, well, first of all, his dog, his service dog, laying in front of the casket, Sully. Oh, that was the sweetest thing.
Sully.
You love
so
that dog.
I know. And then the other one was when Bob Dole, who, of course, George Bush and him, they had a battle when they ran for president, a big battle. And at one point, Bob Dole said, what should I say to George W. Bush? Stop lying about my record.
Yeah, right.
So they had some issues, but they actually
became friends.
They became huge friends. And then gentleman picked up Bob Dole, who's wheelchair bound, and gave him one final salute.
I thought that was
that really touched me.
Yeah, that was.
And neither one of those guys were my favorites at the time, but they're my favorites now. I thought that the family's reception to everybody that came
was great. And the return
they were so classy.
Oh, George Bush.
Well,
Oh my heavens! His speech for his father
where he
just
broke
about
down at the
killed him
end.
at the end. Oh my Lord!
And if you remember when Barbara Bush died 8 months ago, George Sr. was there with and was just greeting people, just everyone that would come up to her casket. He was just sitting there for hours, just greeting the people that would come in. I mean, it's just a classy family.
But it's a classy family, and his integrity and his ethics. I mean, it's such a sharp contrast to what we've got going on now
you got that.
in that little White House on Massachusetts.
And I love, because you saw different news, venues that were talking about the power of the letter, how he was the master of writing letters.
And he and Maureen Dowd from the New York Times. Yeah.
Well, and if you get a chance, one thing that's great is even as late as 2 years ago, they wrote a book or published a book of their love letters, and I think Jenna Bush Hager, who's on the Today Show, she ended up doing a story on it.
She did,
and it's them reading letters. It's amazing.
She did a reading today. She's a lovely young woman.
Absolutely, just a classic film. You know what? I don't think we appreciated the Bushes when they were in office.
No.
But I think it took what we got there now to appreciate.
It was very refreshing.
It was.
I thought that everyone that made commentary, from the former Canadian Prime Minister Mulroney and Alan Simpson, Senator Simpson, who was a riot.
Great friend.
And a fun fact, which I did not know.
He's a funny guy.
Very funny, very humorous, a big practical joker. But I did not know it was part of when you become president. Right after you get into the office, you have to plan your funeral.
Really?
Yeah, they
No, I didn't
talked
know that.
about that. He talked about how they hounded him constantly. Get this plan, plan. Right when you take office, you have to plan your funeral.
Oh, well, I thought he was very gracious.
Yeah. And one final thing I think is that the reason, like presidential historians or historians in general, you can't write the history of somebody within the first 5 or 10 or 20 years
Right.
of their legacy, because it's too fresh. You have to be able to step away.
Right.
And I think actually probably the history is gonna treat George H.W. kindly.
I
to where
think
at
so,
the
too.
time I don't think that was necessarily
that's
the
He
case.
got beat up pretty badly
He did
by
get beat
up.
by the news media.
Yeah,
right.
he did.
We got to take a break. We will come back with another one, another segment here on Love My 419.
Fire cushion. Your promise. Your commitment. So magnificent, it will ignite her passion. Fire cushion. Exclusively at Harold Jaffe.
Yes, I will.
Oh, okay. So we still have a lot of show to go. And we're also we're talking about sports. I mean, we've kind of been talking about sports, but Andre's going to bring up the Kareem Hunt incident, which for those who don't know, he was the player for the Kansas City Chiefs. That they showed. There's video of him attacking this young 18-year-old girl, and and he's a former UT guy, so we'll talk about that coming up in sports. Welcome back to Love My 419. It's time for 419 Sports with our sports director, Andre Savage.
It's been a while. Where did you come from, man?
Hi.
There you are again. You've been here the
Hi.
whole time. You didn't even sign a contract. You just stayed.
Just stayed in.
The problem is I have to take care of the peacock and the NBC 24 peacock mascot in the back, and you guys just let me come in the studio again. I've always been there.
And he always has a way of sticking around.
I always got to feed him and everything. All right, let's talk some sports. Let's start with Kareem Hunt, who went to the University of Toledo. Kansas City Chiefs star, and there was a video of him come out that he
Acting a fool.
acting a fool with this 18-year-old girl that
Pushed her around.
pushed her around, tried to tackle her, and he was cut from the Chiefs. And now some other videos come out of him on putting base, starting fights. Acting a fool. Dre, what do you think of this guy?
Well,
Your thoughts?
apparently, Mr. Hunt, according to the interview, you have lied. This is you. This is you. He said, that's not me. That's not what I do. No, it's what you do.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's what you do. Now, there's a lot of things here. There's a lot of layers. We got a few seconds. We can't really overbeat this horse. You've heard about it for over a week now, but at the end of the day, he's from the University of Toledo. And there's the pain of all the schools in the nation. He didn't grow up here, didn't go to high school here, but we'll wear this scarlet letter with him of F for fool.
Fool.
That's what we're doing. But I'm sorry. But
got
Brother
it
Hunt, again, for those on the serious side, put on the commissioner's exempt list at first. Once the information came out, the tape was revealed by TMZ. Way to go, Harvey Levin. You can always count on them. So after that, he was immediately cut, though. Again, once the Chiefs realized, or so they claim, they've been lied to, we have to take their word for it. But we think and suspect that they were well aware of what was going on. They just didn't know there was a tape.
Right.
That's what we think happened. So
Well,
again,
you got
not to
anger
belabor that.
management problems.
Certainly. And you know what? Listen, not to make this a social commentary or a racial one, but hey, black men, watch the temper. This ain't the time. It's not the time. It's not about football. It ain't about rhyme.
You don't want to give Donald Trump any more
Yeah,
excuses?
this ain't the time. Not the time right now. I've been known to let my temper fly away, but boy, am I tranquil these days.
Let me ask you.
Let me tell
this
you.
real quick, Dre.
Yeah.
Is he done? Is the NFL? Is he done with the NFL forever?
Oh, he's
because
done.
He's a star.
I don't want to say
He's a
forever.
star.
You can never say. The NFL, not necessarily the most scrupulous people,
Right,
as
right.
we know.
Right.
You know, no need to kneel down about that. But the thing is, listen, man, it's a problem. Don't think he'll be going in anytime soon.
Right.
He or Ray Rice. I think they running a neck-and-neck race.
Andre Savage, our sports director. There it is. Love My 419
Big announcement coming no later. Still got that
yeah,
announcement.
He's going to stick around. He's got a big announcement for us coming up later here on Love My 419. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Love My 419 from the Harold Jaffe Jeweler Studios. Andrew Z, Sandy Eisenberg,
Thank you.
Steve Remy, brought to you in part by
Our buddy Joe Hamill of Key Realty voted #1 realtor in Toledo. So,
fancy.
yeah, you're looking for a house or you want to sell a house, he's the guy to talk to.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Good
check
guy.
it out. Yeah, absolutely. So check it out. All right. So it's time for Fun in the 419. This is where Steve, first of all, I have to say to Steve, a couple weeks ago we had some really nice people on.
Mike Horvath.
Mike Horvath from Sleep in Heavenly Peace, which provides beds that they build for lower income families. It really hit Steve's heart. Steve said, I'm taking the lead here on this thing. And they had a big event this past week.
It was awesome. It was this past week at Scott High School. So I got on social media and I said, I need as many volunteers. Thank you. I had 21 volunteers.
Really?
Wow.
And some viewers of the show saw the show and said, hey, I want to help too. So they decided to participate. We had a goal of doing 70 beds. We knocked out 80 beds.
Oh, that is
wow.
awesome. And you're
Yes.
seeing some of the pictures as we talk
Yes.
from the event
Yes.
last week.
That's
Man,
wonderful.
That's awesome.
It's so much fun.
And the great thing, too, about this organization, and I didn't know, there's like 600 kids on the waiting list
right.
just in our local area looking for
a
beds.
bed.
So if anyone can help, Sleep in Heavenly Peace,
Right.
the Toledo chapter, make sure you check them out. And
And
great
they
job.
do have another build December 8th, and we can put the details about that on our website. So.
Awesome. Yeah, check them out.
Right.
All right, what else you got in Fun in the 419?
A lot of fun going on. The mayor is having his own tree lighting. Yes, Wade is doing his thing. Yes.
All right, Wade.
So that's going to be later on today at Ottawa Park.
Looking
There's
for
gonna
something to
be
do.
Cocoa, face painting, arts and crafts, food truck. Andrew, you know you like the food
I
truck.
love the food trucks.
Yes, Santa and the walleye mascot's going to be there.
There's a food truck right now, and I wish I knew their name, but they do crepes. They do these.
Oh, I know those guys.
Oh,
I love crepes.
it's a husband wife, and they do crepes, and it's
What's
so.
it called? The Creperie? They used to have a place in New York called the Creperie.
Crepe. Well, while Steve pulls up the next one, I'm going to look it up for
Yes.
you.
All
Sandy.
right, because
It's-
there
oh,
was
so
one
good.
coming to the mall.
Oh, is there a creperie?
Yeah,
Ooh.
out of, I forget where.
More fun in the 419. We've got
More
ice
food.
skating.
Like-
Ice skating. So a lot of you guys want to take your kids out downtown.
Yes.
They're calling it One
Wow.
Seagate.
Yeah,
So they're
very
having
cool.
that. That's running from November 17th through
Well,
February
tell 'em where
28th.
it's at.
It's at the Seagate Center downtown.
All right, real quick. Lyle's Crepes. Look at these crepes, Sandy.
Ooh, Mamma Mia.
Look at those.
Yeah, I know Lyle.
Oh, you know Lyle?
Yeah.
Well, you know what else we did local?
Who's
and
Lyle?
We're going to have to hit him up for advertising and sponsorship. Is we went to Local Roots in Perrysburg. They do fresh squeezed all their juices are fresh squeezed. They do it's all healthy. It's a little tiny place.
Yeah.
And
You better move in there.
Right, the guy used to be a baseball player.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
traveled the country. And him and his wife made Perrysburg their home, and they had this dream of making this little place.
wonderful.
Oh, you would love it. You both would love it. All right,
sounds
it's a free plug this time. We ain't giving you no more free ones.
Right.
All right, what else?
And the last one, I think, which is really fun, some adult fun, we've got the Downtown 419 Trolley Hop. So you can go on there, you can bring your own adult beverages, winka, 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 and it takes you a tour of Platte One, Mutz, Fleetwood, and some of the other places in downtown Toledo. So that's the Downtown 419 Trolley Hop. So that's kind of cool.
Very cool.
Very cool. All right, that is fun in the 419. Get out and do something. Enjoy what we have to offer the city. We'll come right back with more on the 419. Coming up next.
Nationwide Auto Finance wants to thank you. We are moving tons of vehicles and always restocking our inventory. Come see our cars, trucks, and SUVs, models as new as 2016 and miles as low as 20,000. Bring us your trade-in. Drag it, push it, pull it. We don't care how you get it here. We need your old vehicle, and you need a new one. For 20 years, we've been your buy here, pay here dealer, and we still are. Lenders are waiting to approve you. Bring us your trade-in. Bring us your valid license, latest pay stub, and down payment, and we will get you in a vehicle at Nationwide Auto Finance.
The facility's too gangsta, too straight. It's too deep, too wide, too long. My I'm too strong. Too strong.
Please forgive me for the way that I treated all of my haters after I got on so long. To the nice guy in the bleachers, we put ourselves in the game. Self-knowledge is the teacher, I'm the key within the light bulb. Tachi on the weekends.
Fire cushion. Your promise. Your commitment. So magnificent, it will ignite her passion. Fire cushion. Exclusively at Harold Jaffe.
welcome back to Love My 419. We got a full one here. Full
Yes,
spot around
we
the table.
do. Carmelo's here.
We got
No, don't say that because he's a bum.
Andrew, Sandy,
Don't say
Steve.
that. Only Carmelo we know.
Who's dealing?
I know who he
He
is.
had a fine wife and she's leaving. That's what happened.
So we
he
got
can't play.
Andrew, Sandy, Steve.
All
we
right.
got, and then of course being joined by Jeff Jaffe.
That's right.
And of course our executive producer Andre Savage.
Mafia in the building.
Now
Sandy
we had
Jeff.
we had you in sports, and we said we're tired of you stringing us along on the future of this show.
Correct, yes.
What's going on? Are we
Well,
staying around? Are we retiring this thing?
as you mentioned,
putting
sir,
a bullet in its head? What?
after 5 great years here
Yes.
at our wonderful home, and these people have been very kind to us, very gracious in allowing us, a platform and to facilitate our efforts, as you mentioned, to say our message and everything and share with you, coming to your homes each week. We're sad and we're excited at the same time because we're sad to say that our relationship here at NBC 24 is ending at the end of
What?
the year. So these are our last 4 shows. Today is done now, so we're moving on with 3 more shows. Obviously for the season, but again for our existence here at WNWO as well. And we want to thank everyone on the
Thank
staff
you,
and everyone
24.
for having us. Obviously the people at Sinclair for allowing them to be there. So we just thank you to everyone. Thank you to the community sticking with us for all this time. We've done a lot of transitions, as we know. Thank you very much. A lot of moving parts here over the years, but looks like we're settling back in. Everything has come full circle, but we're moving on. And we have part 2 of this announcement. Where are we going? And that's
Where?
the part we'll hold till later.
What? I want to know.
I know.
I know.
And
But don't worry about it.
Another quick
We're gonna
question:
hold
What
it.
happens?
It's what they call a teaser.
Yeah.
What happens to the pet peacock they've been making us take care of for the last 4 years? What happens to that thing?
Well, we're gonna
A late
give it away.
Thanksgiving Day dinner?
Yeah, we're gonna just move it on. We're gonna move it to the needy. That's what we'll do. But no, we're excited about that again. 2019 is going to be a very big year, as Mr. Jaffe mentioned earlier in the show. We're on the edge of technology. Obviously, we've had the app before anyone else had an app in the media. I say that in supreme confidence, and as well as the 419 brand was here years ago before we had Go 419, some character in the 419 running around town. All that, none of that was existent until someone discovered that branding the 419 as an area was a smart thing. So again, congratulations to everyone else for joining the party.
And I'm excited the studio won't smell like peacock anymore, which is going to be awesome.
That's
You love
Get
that.
that thing back.
They're messy
They're very,
birds.
and they're loud.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's
I want to know where I'm going.
Where
Well,
we
thank
going?
you, Sandy.
Wants to know where she's got to drive to now.
I'll tell you, I'll let you know, Sandy. Don't worry about it.
Steve
They're making
Reedy.
a special dressing room for
Sandy
I know I
Eisenberg.
could use one.
just so you know.
Jeff
So
Jaffe.
we'll be with you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Jaffe, though, for everything. We appreciate you and all the sponsors, Rachel, Joe, everybody else, everybody who's been a sponsor, 360 Painting, everybody that I can't remember, Al at Nationwide. So again, we'll be thanking you guys the rest of the month. We're going out for the holidays, and we just thank you, we thank you, we thank you. But stay tuned for the future.
That's right. It's Andre Savage stuff. 3 shows left here on NBC 24, and very soon we'll tell you exactly the future of the show. That's it. We'll see you next week. Today's show coming up next. It's Love My 419. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.